Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to take you through the 6 things that producers look for in a pitch. Now, I'm going to base this on the way that I receive pitches as a producer a lot of the time, and the key things that I look for when assessing when I'm even going to continue the discussion with a filmmaker, right? So as a producer, you get a lot of pitches that enter your inbox, and immediately you've got to make an assessment about whether you're going to spend time pursuing this particular pitch or not. And oftentimes you make a decision like really quite quickly, right? Your day's busy, you're getting flooded with pitches every single day. And so you do make assessments quite quickly. And for me, there are like a few key things that I look at. And I'm gonna take you through this in the video. And this can really be applied to any producer who you're trying to pitch to. So let's go through them. Number one is just an exciting director talent, right? So if I receive a pitch and I can see that the director has achieved some level of success, maybe it's with short films, maybe it's across like a broad portfolio. So they've done like an online series and shorts and commercials, right? There's just like something in there that gets me a bit excited about the director. That's something that's going to absolutely appeal to me as a producer. So that's number one. Number two is professional pitch material. And that might sound really basic, but you'd be surprised around or about the number of pitches that get sent out where the imagery really just like isn't that appealing, isn't that sharp. There are grammatical errors in the pitch. And a lot of you might be watching this going, oh yeah, but that's not me. You'd be surprised like how often that might happen, because if you don't get your document proof checked by someone, if you don't bounce it off other people for ideas, if you also don't even have an idea of, well, what type of kind of level of professionalism should I be going for to begin with, then you might actually fall below that. So the pitch material that you send, like a lookbook or a pitch deck, that to me is like the most important initial selling asset that you can have. So when we put those together, we spend a lot of time on them. We spend a lot of time putting the text together. We go back and forth on that. We make sure we proof check it. We then send it to designers. We get designers to put the decks together. We go back and forth on that a bunch of times. Like, we want to make sure that when we pitch our projects to someone, they open that pitch deck and they are just blown away. It's like nothing that they've seen before. Because that pitch material is the thing that's going to make the difference between a producer reading your script and not reading your script, right? It's the first thing that they're going to judge you on. So I can't stress the importance of that document and how it needs to just like absolutely blow the person on the other end of that pitch away. So that's number two. Number three is some sort of budget and experience match. So what I'm talking about here is if I'm receiving a pitch and it's for like a $20 million film, I just don't know what to do with that. I've never made a film at that budget level, right? So it's very hard for me to feel like I'm the right producer for that project because it's just outside of my wheelhouse, right? So finding out what has that producer done before, what type of budget levels have they been working in, do they specialize in a specific genre, right? Like, that's important. If they just do horror, you probably don't want to like pitch them a rom-com. If their slate is a bit more diverse, then maybe you can pitch them anything. So really having a look at what does this producer specialize in, but importantly, what's the budget level? Because each producer does have some sort of model, some sort of pathway to getting their films financed, whether it's like really like written down as a formula or not, right? They know how to get certain films financed. Like for me, at the moment, if I see a budget of like 1 to 3 mil, I know exactly what to do. I know how to raise that thing, raise finance for that thing, because I've done it so many times. As soon as it goes above that, right, 3 to 5, I'm starting to do that now. So I consider it, but I know I'm not like the absolute best fit for it until I've done a few of those. So getting that right, really understanding who the producer is super important, and then pitching them something that's relevant to who they are and their body of work. The next one, number 4, is an A-grade script. So again, it goes without saying, but the way that I think about this is that every person that you pitch to is waiting for a hit. Like, we are in a hit-driven business. That is how fortunes are made in this business. In fact, that's how companies even stay alive. That's how they survive. It's through having hits that make a lot of revenue and make up for all those other projects that don't generate that revenue. And so if you understand that, then you know that the main thing that you can do is write a screenplay where someone reads that and goes, this is the next hit. This is the thing that is going to, either generate a hell of a lot of income or take me to the next level of my career. So spending the time developing the script and getting it to that level is of utmost importance. You can do all that pitching, right? You can network, you can have the best pitch, you can even have the best pitch material, but the script is going to do the heavy lifting at some point. So it has to absolutely do the work there and get the producer hooked at that point. The next one is tenacity. So when I get pitched projects, sometimes I just won't have the time to respond, right? And I know that's not great, right? It's not great that there are emails in my inbox that I haven't responded to, but I think that's common for a lot of filmmakers, particularly a lot of producers. And so one thing that I respect a lot is tenacity. Like, if someone pitches me and I don't respond, but they pitch me again and they pitch me again, right? And they keep following up until I respond. I actually respect that because it shows that they're willing to keep having a crack and keep getting it in front of me until I respond. And so it means they're serious, right? If I compare that to someone who just pitches me once and if I don't respond, I never hear from them again. To me, that just says like, well, they were never really trying to get my attention. Like, if they were serious about getting my attention, they would be emailing me, direct messaging me, finding my number and calling me, WhatsApping me, right? They would find a way to get in touch. And so having that tenacity is really important. When I pitch to sales agents or distributors, I always follow them up for at least 3 follow-up emails over a 2-week period. So they get 4 emails over 2 weeks from me. And that's with sales agents and distributors who I know, who I've worked with before, because I know that they're busy, but I want to get their attention and I want to get it now because I'm on a timeline and I need to get a response from them. And so I think that they understand that energy that's coming across. So that's the 5th, just being really tenacious with it. Number 6 is having some sort of like scarcity or urgency in it. So the urgency bit goes kind of back to what I was saying just a second ago, which is if you're following up consistently, then the person on the other end of the pitch is going to get a sense that it's urgent, right? That you're trying to get their attention now. You can build in some sort of timeline to your initial pitch as well, right? So if there's some sort of application coming up, some sort of deadline, maybe you have a meeting with investors, whatever it is, if you have something on a timeline that you can point to and say like, I need an answer by this date, that's really important because it's going to speed things up. And the next one is scarcity. So having the feeling that, this producer isn't the only one you're pitching to, right? So if the producer feels like there's, not many people are interested in your project, in what you're doing, that, they have the ability to kind of take their time, then that's what they're going to do. The producer is going to take their time to get back to you. But if they know that you're out there pitching to other producers because you've told them something just as simple as that, right? Like in your pitch, in your initial email, you can just say like, I've just started pitching this to producers. I've just gone out this week. I have a deadline of this date, so I look forward to hearing back from you soon. Something is like, I wouldn't say it exactly like that, but that's like the general gist. Something like that as well is going to make the producer feel like, oh, well, I'm not the only one here. There could be other people who are interested, so I've got to get back to them soon. So those are the 6 things that I would always look for in a pitch myself, right? I'm trying to, when I'm assessing a pitch as it comes through, I'm just like looking at all those things and either consciously or subconsciously making a decision. A lot of time it's probably subconscious. It's not like I've got a checklist and I'm going through these 6 things, but I kind of know what I'm looking for in a pitch. And so as they're coming in, I'm just assessing them based on those 6 criteria. So I think if you can nail those, they're going to put you in a really good place to get your pitches seen by and responded to by producers. All right, so that's it for this video. If you've got any comments, throw them in the comments section below and I'll see you on the next one.